Right, good morning ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan, the channel where we share about your Thailand stories. Now in today's story, we've got a guy who's been coming to Thailand since 1985 and he wants to speak about the decline, especially in Jomtien and Pattaya. So without further ado, let's jump into today's Thailand story. Hello Dan, I am back in Thailand 40 years later than my first visit in 1985. I now typically head to Jomtien Beach to avoid the madness of Pattaya while I am beating the jet lag. Now prices here are better on accommodations and food, and I do upgrade in Jomtien to have something that more resembles a suite than a hotel room, which is great for the first days of beating the jet lag flying from California. It is way more serene by an exponential factor than Pattaya and boasts one of the great massage experiences nearby, a blind massage institute in the middle of Gay Town. Now you did use a story of mine 2 months ago, and I couldn't contain my morbid curiosity in reading some of the comments. Now the gist of my story was that Thailand was quite Buddhist back in 1985, and the fact that since then it has seen a decline in Buddhism and the feel that it has on Thai people interacting with foreigners, especially in the last decade with the expansion of the smartphone into the Thai population. Now, one nitwit wrote in the comments something along the lines that my evolving experience in Thailand had more to do with my aging rather than Thailand's transformation. Now, this is wishful thinking from the typical millennial know-it-all. So I would like to offer some more detailed slices of my first experience in Thailand to any other continuing doubters that the scene has changed dramatically, regardless of how much I have aged in the process. So I would like to start with the scene here currently in Jomtien and Pattaya for comparison purposes. I have never seen more Thai women duds wandering around than now. They are fatter, more tattooed, more weather-beaten, less bright-eyed, and seemingly more money-driven than ever before. And the men here chasing them mirror them, except in the respect that they are all too willing to subsidize this decline. Now I won't speak of the issue of Jomtien looking like the place where dorkish old men come to squander their life savings on barracuda looking 40-year-old bags who eye them like the Tasmanian devil did with Daffy Duck in the old Looney Tunes cartoons. That is your job, Dan.
You beautiful $5,000 baggy-eyed slob.
Now I will say how comical that scene is now when you're here wandering around, like a series of train wrecks happening in slow motion in front of you as you want to scream at these dudes. Wake the F up. I have already wandered around Pattaya and Soi Buakhao since my arrival, and the scene there represents a slight upgrade on the female aesthetics and absolutely no difference in the attitude and tattoos, etc. So here is the jumping off point to begin with. The Thai women in the scene back in 1985 were so much better looking from walking everywhere in the heat, eating traditional Thai food in moderate portions, and actually doing some kind of physical labour. The typical Thai bar girl slug woman now sits transfixed, eyes on her phone as she gulps down food like on some kind of Jabba the Hutt diet and workout plan. Now let's transport back to Koh Samui in 1985. I had just turned 22. I was tall, very good looking, athletic, and had just enough cool Aussie clothes in my backpack from my working in Sydney to put together a mock Sting look. And this was when I first walked into the disco at Lamai Beach. Now the top brass there, Bird, a half black, half Thai Vietnam war dad stunner with great big melons. She eventually made her way over to me and proceeded to roll me. Yep, I had aerobics with her that night in a room above the disco for free. Her screams over the pumping music was loud, and the gossip happened around Lamai Beach the next day. So when I saw her the next day, she made me promise that I would tell everyone that I paid her, which I did when anyone asked. I ended up getting 2 more freebies before she cut me loose, as she needed the money rather than a romance. I was so completely clueless then and didn't know the scene at all, but I was getting a very quick education. I truly thought that I had ascended into heaven. Bird was the best looking woman I had ever been with, and she thought that I was divine, something a rotten feminist broad back in California would never ever do. Now back then in Thailand, beauty was everything. If you were sexy, you were going to do it for free. If you were sexy, you would pull down amazing looking rent-a-girls for pretty cheap. I did have it going on, so I got a taste of that at the beginning of the trip. Now the next woman rolled on me on Lamai Beach while I was swimming. She literally jumped in the water and started splashing me. I also had it for free with her while hanging out with her in the afternoon, eating coconut baked treats on the beach, and then negotiated me into paying her for the next 2 weeks. Now she was a solid 8 to 9 beauty, and the aerobics was what most people refer to as the girlfriend experience. She was also very Buddhist and went to the temple in serious fashion, dragging me there as well. She did my laundry and massaged me as part of the package. Yep, millennial nitwit. See if you can get one of these Pattaya barracudas to lift a finger for you on your behalf. Now something more incredible happened in Bangkok. I took a tuk-tuk from my dive guest house near Lumpini to Pat Pong and wandered into the first bar that I saw, the Pink Panther. Now I was extremely high, having smoked out at the guest house on some old school Thai broccoli, and I felt like I teleported into another dimension as I walked into the Pink Panther. Money for Nothing by the Dire Straits had just come out and I hadn't heard it yet. I walked into the Pink Panther with so many hot Thai women dancing like seaweed in slow fluid motion on stage, just as the opening instrumental from Money for Nothing kicked into high gear. What a feeling. I will remember it long after I am dead. I had to kick myself so I didn't spontaneously combust right there and then. Now a good looking, but not the best looking woman, but a solid 8 in Pink Panther came up to me and asked me to buy her a drink. We hit it off hard as she was super cool. We partied all night there, and then she told me to wait so that we could hook up after to go to eat. She brought a friend, and the three of us ended up at her place after eating, where I had aerobics with her hard. And after her friend left, we carried on all night. Now, I did end up moving in with her for the next 2 weeks on her invite and going to Pink Panther every night, where we had this whirlwind romance in front of everyone there. Everyone was so nice to me. I should have stayed there forever. The reality was that I was the prize, and she was showing me off to everyone there that she could pull someone down like me into a romance. I had told her I was heading to Chiang Mai before moving in with her, so she was cool with me splitting, but she was hoping that I was going to stay longer and perhaps take the romance to the next level. Now, a quick note to the millennial nitwit from the comments. You can only dream that that will happen to you now. It ain't happening in Pattaya. You are a human ATM. No matter how good looking and young you might be, there are no freebies, just like there are no more of these women left in Thailand. And you ain't getting anything except your money leaving your pocket by the buffalo herd. In fact, you cannot do anything with her unless you buy her a drink first, and even then, she might turn you down. Now, I can personally live with this situation now, cherry picking what I like these days. It is almost impossible to get aerobics nightly if you are picky. And I won't get anything here in Jomtien because the scene here is so beat down. And it certainly wasn't like that back in 2014 when I stayed here for a month, which is more evidence of the decline. Now, if I do find a woman I like in Pattaya, where I am moving to tomorrow, I will set something up where I have aerobics with her daily with no emotional strings attached. In fact, I will love bomb her hard, sarcastically, like a form of psychological jiu-jitsu, just so she knows not to even start that nonsense with me. Oh, my beautiful Tirak, I love you too much. Saying things like this on the first get together. Now, as soon as they hear that garbage coming out of me, they know it is transactional on the day, with the possibility of being fired looming. I find that this makes for a much better experience for both people because it is honest and doesn't allow for the bad con to begin. That much is enough to keep me coming here with a smile on my face. I didn't say things were entirely bad, but just the scene had degraded in the 40 years that I have been coming here. I have lived here off and on for about 5 years of my life, have studied Muay Thai back in the 90s and Thai massage in the 2000s. It is still way more fun than anything we have going on back in California. So I will keep coming here until I drop dead. I just won't be handing over my money to a bunch of toothy parasites on Jomtien Beach at that point. All the best, guys, from the guy that wrote that other piece.
Pattaya, Pattaya. Oh, you love your mama.
Right, guys, let us know what you think about this story down below in the comments. I always find it quite interesting to hear what guys have to say about how much Thailand has changed, specifically the tourist hotspots. I know there's been a big difference in the past 9 years that I've lived here. So going back from 1985 up until 2025 now, I can imagine the radical difference. Now, if you have any memories of what Thailand used to be like, please put it down in the comments. And if you want to share your own Thailand experience about what has happened to you, then please get your emails sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com and I will share your story on the channel. Apart from that, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and ciao for now. Bye bye.